This is your time to discover how to show up on LinkedIn in a way that feels genuine and to learn how to use it more effectively. Let's make a shift from quietly capable to visibly confident and create opportunities for your future self. Now, today I'm really keen to talk to you about the LinkedIn cleanup you didn't know you needed. And this is a topic I talked about recently over on the blog, and I wrote about recently on the blog, and it's probably one of the first topics I encourage people who are developing a LinkedIn profile strategy to sort of get their head around. So I'll say, have you spent time curating your LinkedIn home feed or your news feed? People seem to use that term, to describe the same thing, home feed or news feed. No, I haven't. Have you consciously decided sort of who you're going to follow and who you're going to unfollow, which organizations, which schools, etc.? So if you're planning to spend more time on LinkedIn, or you are already a user of LinkedIn and finding your feed is getting a bit, overwhelming, boring, a little bit, people say it feels there's a little bit too much information that they're maybe not interested in, well, this is your opportunity to improve your LinkedIn user experience. It's also my way of sidestepping the algorithm, because when we're on these platforms, they really do drive what you see unless you know how to implement what I'm going to share with you today. Now, what are the benefits? Well, once you've tidied up your feed and defined a clearer intention for how you use LinkedIn, your time on the platform will become much more rewarding. So you'll start seeing industry news, thought-provoking insights, competitor intelligence, and valuable posts you can save, share privately, or repost. And that's important if you're a LinkedIn page admin, or potentially you want part of your LinkedIn profile strategy is to curate and repost and be leading conversations, not always the original creator of the content. So you can do that either through your profile or your page. So improving your feed with a LinkedIn cleanup means you'll spend more time engaging with content that aligns with your professional focus. Now, most of us find our working life is quite busy. There's lots of information coming at us. So anything you can do to sort of clean up the LinkedIn user experience saves you time and makes you have a more positive experience when you're there. It also, really importantly, allows you to respond and comment on posts that genuinely matter to you and the communities you serve. So the first step I recommend with this spring clean or cleanup of your LinkedIn home feed is to unfollow connections whose updates no longer serve you. So by default, LinkedIn shows you updates from everyone you're connected with. So over time, what effectively happens is this can dilute the value of your feed, so what you see when you're on LinkedIn. So if you notice someone regularly sharing updates that are no longer relevant to you, you can unfollow them and you'll remain connected and still be able to message them, but you won't see their updates in your feed. So I will attach instructions for how to do that in the show notes. And there is an article on Think Bespoke's website that walks you through those steps. And if you subscribe to my e-insights, this would be something I would have shared with you step by step. So the other thing you can do when you've gone through that unfollow, once you've done that unfollow step, and you can sort of do that over time. You don't need to do it in one foul swoop, but it's just something to think about. If the person's update comes through, you can click on the right-hand side. There's 3 dots there and you can click on unfollow. So this next step you can do for people's profiles who you may or may not be connected with. You've got to follow the profile or company pages or school pages on LinkedIn. So you want to be following the page first, and then you can be notified on the right-hand side by ringing the bell. Now, the bell icon on a LinkedIn profile is the key to sidestepping the LinkedIn algorithm. When you click follow and then tap the bell, you can choose to be notified of all or just top updates from that person and or page. So if someone regularly shares valuable insights or industry news, this is a smart way to ensure their content appears in your notifications. So how are we sidestepping the algorithm? Well, what we're doing is we're letting LinkedIn know, look, these are the profiles, these are the pages that I want to follow, and I want to be notified when they post. So rather than going to your LinkedIn home feed or news feed as your first port of call when you're on LinkedIn, you would go to notifications. And when you go to notifications, you can see from the previous version of yourself that chose to follow particular profiles and be notified of their updates, and follow particular companies and be notified of their updates, you'll be able to see if they've posted. So in that way, it really helps you focus when you're on LinkedIn and see the updates that you care about. So you can do that for profiles, you can do that for pages. And the other thing I really like to do with this step is, if I've got people who I really care about on LinkedIn, and they're my clients, colleagues, friends, family, people I really want to know if they've posted updates, or I see content that's really helpful for someone. I might have been having a conversation with someone about a particular topic that they're navigating in their role. You can also pick up and share particular content that you've seen in your LinkedIn home feed, and share it privately with your connections to stay connected and add value. And that's really the big advantage that you're getting. And when you clean up your newsfeed, you're getting a LinkedIn user experience that is more relevant for your goals for LinkedIn. So let's recap the big advantages or benefits of cleaning up your newsfeed. So you reclaim control from the algorithm. You align your online activity with your professional brand and interests. You engage more meaningfully with the communities you care about. It reduces pressure to constantly create original content, because you can be reposting, commenting, reacting, engaging meaningfully with your professional community in line with your focus for LinkedIn. And you can also share useful updates that spark conversations and strengthen relationships, because the information you are seeing in your LinkedIn newsfeed or home feed is more meaningful. So I hope you've enjoyed today's update, and remember that LinkedIn works best when you do one step at a time.